Remember a time when we were younger and the best part of life was just being ourselves, going out to play, not having to worry about too much because we didn't have any responsibilities. And at that time, maybe money wasn't a factor for us and it really didn't impact us as much. But today, for some of us, as we get older, money does play a big part in our lives because money revolves around the world and we require money to do a lot of things in life. So I want to share my story with you on the impacts of money and how debt really changed my life. Let's backtrack a few years, say 5, 6 years ago. I was in a pretty good state in terms of money. My finances were in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, the last few years, it caught up to me and it has changed my life drastically. So I'm telling you this story because if you're listening and watching, I want to make sure that whatever I'm sharing with you can resonate with you and that perhaps you can make a better decision for yourself and not fall into the same trap that I fell into because I didn't play the money game correctly. So here it is. The thing is, I thought I had a lot of disposable income and I wasn't tracking my money properly. So every time I got paid, what I would do is, yes, number one, I would pay who I owed money to, my phone bill, my internet bill, my strata, all those fixed fees that I had to pay, I made sure I paid first. And then obviously it would be my credit card because I was using my credit cards to pay for most things. Little did I know that my spending habits were really bad. It got so bad to the point that I was actually spending more than what I was earning, and I didn't really pay too much attention to it until I got to a point where I had to withdraw money from my retirement. And I don't want you guys to fall in that trap as well. So please take a moment and think about your life. Think about how you're spending your money and how you are planning for your future. Because what you do today is definitely going to impact your future. And money will play a big role in that. So please be sure to make smart decisions with how you're spending your money. If you don't have that money to spend, don't splurge. Don't go out and buy the next fancy toy or technology to follow a trend. Don't go and spend money on like a lavish vacation because you wanted to YOLO. If your future is important to you, take my advice. Don't be stupid with your money, is essentially what I'm trying to say. And if you can learn anything from me today, it's basically your money will go a long way if you learn to properly save it and invest it in the right vehicles that will earn you money for your future. But if you're gonna be stupid with your money and spend all of it just because you wanted to, who knows, I don't know, impress that girl or your friends, or you wanted to make yourself appear to be someone that you're really not, it's not gonna help you now. It's not gonna help you later. So why go out there and, ruin your life because you thought you had some extra money to spend? Make sure you have a budget. Make sure you track your spending, and definitely make sure you live within your means, because that extra money you're spending is essentially ruining your future if you don't plan properly. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this helped a little bit and helped you with, rethinking about what your use of money is and what the purpose is. And don't take it for granted, and don't fall into the trap that I fell into, because now I'm paying for it and my future is paying for it. So I know I talked earlier about debt and how it was such a big challenge for me, but I also want you to know that because of the issue that I ran into and I identified it earlier, I now think of debt as really a beautiful thing, because I learned so many things from it. I learned that, things are going to happen to us in life, and it's really, how do we overcome it? How do we get past it so that we learn from our mistakes and we don't make sure that it doesn't happen again? So for me, in my example, because I was able to learn and identify early enough that I was having trouble with my finances, I made sure that I adopted those, solutions that I found from my problem with handling money, and I can now use those solutions towards my future and to make sure that I don't run into the same problem again, right? And because I've learned that now, I'm quite happy about, where my future is headed, because learning this now will only benefit me in the future. Because now that I know the mistakes that I ran into before, I'm gonna make sure that I don't let this happen again, right? And because I was able to figure this out early enough, that I am now able to make sure that my future will be in a good place for myself, my family, my spouse. And that's the most important thing, is just learning from your mistakes, making sure that it doesn't happen again. And like I said, I know debt is not the best topic to talk about. I know, there's probably quite a few people that might be in this position or might have been in this position, but I think what I really want people to know is that regardless of what's going on now, you can turn your life around one step at a time, one habit at a time. And that's what I learned, really, is learning to make sure that this doesn't happen again. All right, so thank you guys if you've tuned in today. I really appreciate it. If this resonated with you, or if you found value in this, please drop a comment below, or maybe let me know what kind of struggle you might be going through. It doesn't have to be debt necessarily, but whatever the case may be, just let us know. And this is a community that I want to build for guys to help each other out and to learn from each other so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. Okay, so thank you again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.